For real. Say the TV stand for tracks and vocals. You know this is easier than 1, 2, 3. You are now tuned in to Just Swagg TV. Just Swagg TV.
What's your name?
My name is Bernard Smith.
Are you sure?
Positive. Also known as Benny. You know, if you want to put that out.
How many aliases do you have?
Just those two.
You sure?
Just those two.
Where you from?
Atlanta, Georgia. Well,
Yeah.
technically Stone Mountain. Gotta be technical.
Okay. It sounds like it's fun down here in Georgia, but people always separate where they from. Like they say, I'm from Stone Mountain, I'm from the east side, I'm from west side, I'm from the south side. Why is it big on where you from in Georgia?
That's a good question. I can't even really explain that other than just,
What is Stone Mountain known
people
for?
taking pride. But Stone Mountain, well, for a while, you want to know what it's really known for? The original. Okay, so Stone Mountain was, it's first off, it's a historical landmarking that's located in the state of Georgia, in Stone Mountain, Georgia, to be exact. The largest piece of granite in the world, because it's not technically not a mountain, it's a big old rock. Also, last but not least, one of the things they're known for, it was a headquarters, but it was a headquarters for a prominent group throughout America.
All right. Let's talk about it. I mean, we know the prominent group is KKK. All right, the Ku Klux Klan.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Why do you feel like most people are scared to talk about that?
I feel like it's like, first of all, I think it's conditioned. I'll put that out there. I feel like it's conditioned. It's something it was taught to us and to our parents and to our grandparents, like, don't say that, you don't say that around here, because what they went through when that name was spoken, it was almost like saying it like Candyman or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of feeling it brought amongst people. So I feel like that's why people are like a little more uncomfortable nowadays to talk about it and just to say, what it is. But yeah, that's all I pretty much got.
All right. What was it like growing up for you in Stone Mountain?
It was different. I was actually one of two minorities, or the minorities in my subdivision that I lived in. Me and one of my best friends to this day. We both moved there at the same time, started school together, went through school together, and all that stuff. But it wasn't bad. It was it was a transition. I would say that we were going from, like I say, predominantly white to pretty much predominantly everything else. I can't even say black, because in Clarkston, if you go to Clarkston High School, my high school was 80 different nationalities. So it was just becoming predominantly everything else and not necessarily white. So, but when I was there during that period of during that transition. But it was ultimately good. I got to witness how it the treatment from two different type of communities, I guess. Because when we first got there, there was a lot just going on. You had the principal doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Everybody knew him. It was just a lot of good things happening. But as time went on and things started to change, like there wasn't as many things happening. The school wasn't being taken care of as well and things like that. But ultimately, my experience was good, man. I got a best friend for how long we been for 30 years now. So I can't complain about that, man. But I know everybody doesn't have the same story.
When you were in high school, what were you known for?
Band and some of everything else. But I did a lot of sports.
Freshman year, what were you doing?
Freshman year, it was track, band, swimming. Track, band, and swimming. That was a freshman year. Sophomore year was still track, band, swim. But band, mind you, has like 4 categories of under band. Yeah, marching band, concert band, symphonic band, jazz band. So all that's when I say band, it's all of those. So you're doing that, then junior year, that's when wrestling came along. Something happened with our swim coach, and a lot of stuff changed. So I went with wrestling that year, and I wrestled that semester. Then senior year,
something happened with the swim coach.
Yeah, we don't know. He wasn't there. That's all. I never got the full story of it, but he was there.
What do you think happened? What type of person was he?
Maybe he traveled. He went somewhere else. Went to another school. We didn't have necessarily the best treatment for the staff at our school, so it was hard to keep him. It was hard to keep him. Yeah. So, but after that senior year, I did pretty much the same thing, swimming. It was back to swimming and track, but I was also on a weightlifting team. That's when I started that. And then it was band all the way through all of that.
Did you grow up in a home with mom and dad?
When we first moved there, then when I turned 13, my parents they separated.
How did
And
that make you feel?
that was then I didn't realize what was happening. I was having a lot of anger issues that I can acknowledge now, but then I just thought it was what was going on, but I didn't know it was really what was happening within my family. That bothered me a lot. It actually changed a lot of things. I had to work on myself with just like with relationships and stuff. And that's what the biggest thing I see with the trend of divorces and separation, stuff like that, is that it's kind of harder for the younger ones who are growing up to like follow or get into a relationship when they didn't really experience it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I see that it affected me as far as like relationship wise, just trying to not worry about what if it doesn't work out. You know what I'm saying? What if it doesn't happen? What if it, because that's something that you have to condition yourself to do. So
Was your father a strong black father?
yeah, he's the reason why we moved to where we did. He moved us out the hood. I for real, for real. All being a custodian. And he became the master custodian at a middle school, and that's when he had to raise and he was able to come up. So yeah, he worked his butt off. He worked
Were you
his
ever
butt off.
teased in any way?
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm a short guy. So yeah, of course, I'm always his stuff, but and I'm the youngest in the family. So, but I was kind of built for it. You know what I mean? So it's like when I heard stuff, it was like, okay, yeah, all right, what next? You know what I'm saying? Like what next? Yeah. But to answer your question, yeah, yeah. But I didn't really give into it like that. Like it didn't. I didn't let it phase me because I had older siblings who did worse. It is what it is.
What type of mom did you have?
uh, yeah, my mom pretty much was my support system, like all through. Because my dad, another story about my dad, he was suffering through a mental illness that we didn't know about at the time, but now it's prevalent, schizophrenia and dementia. But yeah, he was going through a lot of things. So my mom had to pick up a lot of slack. When he was working, she didn't have to, But then once he started going through things, then I feel, that's part of what caused the separation and everything. But she went along and she took the family and she started grinding, got 2 jobs, worked night shift, day shift, whatever shift she needed to. Now she's recently it's crazy. I went to school before her, but now she has her master's, she has her bachelor's and her master's and working on her doctorate. And she's done all this within the last 7 years. So yeah, she's tough. That's all she's a tough one.
You ever been through a situation where it was like a hardship?
Yeah, yeah. Definitely not too far from any type of governmental funding. Governmental food. That yeah, government cheese definitely different from from Kraft cheese. My mom tried to play me one time. I ain't gonna lie, she tried to play us. She took the little Kraft. Only I remember when Kraft came out with those little plastic containers. She tried to put some government cheese in that container and cover it up, but it was like but as soon as you put it on a grilled cheese sandwich and it didn't melt, it was like, Mom, what kind of cheese is this? This ain't it. But yeah, so I've definitely like just hardships of just the struggle of seeing your mom, what I'm saying, working hard every day, trying to make ends meet, trying to put clothes on our back. You know what I'm saying? She always supported me when I was in activities. Like she would be at the games, she would be at the track meet, she'd be at the swim meet, stuff like that. So she was my main support system. My dad, like I was young when a lot of stuff was happening, like so. My dad didn't really have that chance. He had a slight chance, but he didn't really have that chance to put the full impression on me of who he was because I didn't really, like I said, I didn't really experience it because he was going through stuff. My mom was tough.
Have you spoke to your father now?
Actually, my father's at my house right now. He's at my house. Yeah, I still talk with him. It's difficult now, like I said, because he's suffering from mental illnesses. But I still, sit down and talk with him. And I treat him like a normal person. You know what I mean? Like, because he still is. He gets up and does everything regularly like a normal person. It's just when you have a conversation with him, then you start saying like, oh, okay, maybe stuff I'm saying. But I still keep up with him now. But yeah.
What does going through that separation of your mom and dad, what did that do for you at 13 years old to you are now, to the man? What type of effects did that have on you, uh, relationship wise?
uh, like just pretty much being able to trust that someone is really there for you. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, because that's that part right there. That no matter what is the phrase. And just understanding how to really give your trust, and what unconditional love really is, and just really finding those definitions of a relationship and understanding what they really mean, because that's what I had to do. You know what I mean? Because I didn't see it, so I had to go and watch stuff. And just it's like you see a movie. Oh, okay, so that's what it kind of supposed to be like. That's kind of stuff, type of stuff you did. So I would say it definitely caused a slight, what can I say, a slight like setback. I don't want to say a setback because I think everything happens for a reason. But it definitely it was. I had to work on that area. I say that I had to work on just being more verbal, being more emotional. I cut off a lot of things, like stuff just don't phase me. I just be like, okay, all right, so what are we gonna do about it? Or what's next? You know what I'm saying? So especially in a relationship, and I know that's not a good trait to have in a relationship, because sometimes you gotta take time and reflect on the moment, and actually work through it.
You ever cheated because you didn't trust someone because you didn't trust that person? You ever cheated?
Nah, nah. When I'm with someone, I'm with them. Like that's if it's lined up and we're in a relationship, I'm with them. It doesn't, because in my mind, anytime I'm in a situation, I always think, what if it was her doing it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if she was doing it right now? How would you feel? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you might want to think twice about that. And you know what I mean? I just feel like people just deserve that respect. And if you gonna do it, just I don't think I'm happy here. And have that talk. You know what I'm saying? Because in a way, it's kind of being a coward when you just go around it. Just have that conversation. Just talk about it. If it's not working out, it's not working out. But
Why do you think people cheat?
There's a lot of reasons. Oh man, there could be a lot of reasons to that.
Why did you cheat?
Hmm, did I cheat? Did I cheat? I don't really try to cheat. I mean, like I said, when I'm committing to someone, I don't deal with anyone else. But
You ain't never cheated. Come on, we men.
no, I feel you. No, I feel you. I'm being real. Like I don't, because I've been in that position. Like I've seen what it does to relationships. I've seen how it can affect relationships. Because that's always been one of the bigger things I've always focused on. Um, so, but yeah,
You ever had a friend who cheated? You ever had a close friend?
yeah.
You ever lied for him?
Have I lied for them?
Yeah.
Depending on who the person was, I mean, who they were with. If it was like, if I know they was trying to make it work, bro, I'm gonna sit down. I'm that dude. I'm that friend that's gonna be like, look, bro, look, you don't need to be doing this. Later on, blah 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 blah. Are you serious about this? Is this what you really trying to do? Because if you just want to be this person, you can do this without having somebody else deal with your action or deal with the responsibilities or whatever you do. You know what I mean? That's me. I'm that guy. I'm like, all right. So you trying to do this? Because I mean, you just don't have to do it. But yes, I have.
You ever been married?
No.
You ever want to get married?
Yes.
What do you see as an example of a good proposal?
I don't know. One that happens. One that happens. That's all I can really say. Because I just feel like there's a lot of image that goes on in the world. We say like, what is this? What is that? It's like none of that really matters. Like, do you care? Because some people have the most outstanding and what you think is the most lavish engagement, then be divorced 2 years later. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about the one that really is felt and meant, and the one that happens.
What do you think are some good values of a good marriage?
Man, you gotta be able to take care of business together. I really feel like that because I mean, a marriage is a contract as well. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't work together, then like it's gonna be hard. And I think it's why a lot of people may get divorced or stuff like that, because they run into those instances where it's like, I like you, but I don't know if I can work with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and because it's like it takes a different level of discipline to be able to continue to progress and handle business while you're dealing with relationship stuff. You know what I mean? Because people don't understand that. Like when you deal with relationship stuff, you gotta be able to tend to it, but not let it affect the business and keep everything going on. Because you know a lot of people get in relationships, get in business together, but it's like when they get mad at each other, the business stops.
Are you in a relationship now?
Yes.
How does that relationship and your family support what you do?
Oh well. Currently we have two kids with us that participate, three total. Two that participate in a drumline that I teach, the Atlanta Drum Academy. They both participate in that. They actually help sometimes motivate me to keep going because the youth, that's what they don't realize. The youth is really the fire. You know what I'm saying? That's what keeps us burning, really. Because you know, when you see them doing it, it's like, all right, okay, I need to get on my stuff. So they definitely have encouraged me a lot to just continue to be better, continue to teach, continue to educate, continue to lead, and just be a positive role model. And yeah, they've like they pull stuff out of me and made me do things that I didn't think of, you know, because I don't have my own, but just having kids and having someone that's looking up to you and like constantly, it's like, and you don't even realize stuff you done did. They just come back, yeah, you remember when you saw that, you know, you was paying attention, you know what I'm saying? So it's a good checks and balance system when you have the type of family that I have support me right now. They hold me down all the way.
What was one of the bigger? What is one of the biggest accomplishments that you've had in your life?
One of them. Ah, one of my biggest accomplishments was going when I had the chance to perform for my family and friends in Atlanta on tour with Drumline Live. Once I had when I was able to do that, that's man, just to be able to see my family see me on stage and in that moment, and I'm like, you know, I'm like the only person in my family doing what I did, doing what I'm doing, and yeah, so they're like, you know, everybody's looking at me. They just it's like they waiting on it, and I kind of gave them something like, look, all these years y'all been seeing me play high school, college, blah blah blah. Now we here, you know what I'm saying, just to show them that progress and show them like if you just stick to something, no matter what it is, like it can work its way out. Because my career technically didn't exist before I started doing it. So
With all the black men going to jail and with all of the things that you see on TV and music videos, where do you see black men in the future?
that's a good question. I don't know because it's a that's a good question. There's a for us. I feel like one thing that I can say is that we're not really as hated as we as it's portrayed. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that there's such a dark light on us as it's portrayed. Because even like when I was in Japan for a year, living there, and everything was fine. Like they they're like admiring us in a way, kind of like, oh, your hair, oh, your color, I love the color of your skin, oh, you're this, oh, you're that, and I'm just looking like, so when I came back to America, I'm like, bro, we the only this is the only place that treats us this way in reality. I mean, I haven't been everywhere, but some of the places where they say it's bad is really not as bad. And for the future of the world, I think we're good. But it's just in America, we still got some things to work out. We got to iron out some things. I feel like we're okay because we can humble ourselves to women if we need to. You know, if we see like, all right, you good, yeah, you, all right, I'm wrong. We can sit back and just accept that. A lot of times, I just say that we're really good at that. That's why I feel like we're not gonna have an issue because I mean, there's a big, and we all know like the women's movement is just as big as the Black Lives Matter movement right now, and it's always been since the civil rights movement. You know, that's been a constant thing going on. So I feel like, I mean, a woman's president's coming up soon. Yes, I mean all those things are happening, but I feel like we're a little more able to conform to that, and especially the newer generation. I know some of the older guys are still a little like, oh no, not no woman with this stuff, you know. But but for us, man, like I think we can conform to it. We can not necessarily conform, but work with it. Because conform feel like sound like we lower ourselves, but we can work with it and benefit from it, man. I think we're gonna be well off, man. Like if they say you got any black in you, you consider black, then there's gonna be a lot of black people eventually. I mean, if that's what the rule is. So I mean, we'll be alright.
Anybody ever called you a nigga?
Ooh, I have been amongst a group of friends, and someone has said it. It's definitely thrown it out there, and it's like, but that was like it was kind of a hostile moment. It was just like, oh, walking down the street, oh, look at those group of niggas. Like it wasn't like it wasn't like that. But not that excuses it, but it's definitely been thrown at me.
How do you feel like the versions of NA versus ER versus AH are different?
I think we just need to focus on the what is it, the US, the niggas, the actual, you know what I mean? Like I find that's what we need to be working on. I don't like any of them. I feel like we shouldn't call each other that. They shouldn't call us that. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like we trying to do that old school parent scheme. Like, do as I say, not no, do as I do, not as I do as I say, not as I do. So it's like we can say it all day, but you better not, because if you do, it's gonna be some. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, but you're saying it. It's like your a parent always telling their kids, don't drink, don't you drink, don't you drink. But every day they seeing you drink, they seeing you drink, they seeing you drink. So it's like, I don't know, man. You gotta yeah, that's all I got.
How has being a percussionist transformed you?
Oh man, drums about patterns, and as long as you can study patterns, music is about patterns. As long as you can study patterns and all those type of things, like that jumps from the radio to real life. Like you start looking at patterns of people, pattern of what was going on, and you start learning how to fix those patterns or make adjustments. And ultimately, man, like you want for drums, I might be on the block right now. For real, for real. No, I'm dead serious, man. Like, and I have a lot of witnesses with me, man. That's drums and music and band have this saved a lot of our lives. Like literally saved a lot of our lives. Put some of us in colleges when we know what else to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know really about what I'm gonna do in school, but I can play this drum. You got a band director that's willing to get you a nice school and stuff like that, man. But it has definitely enhanced my ability to observe and just watch and analyze.
Are you a part of a band fraternity?
Yes.
What fraternity is that?
Kappa Kappa Psi National Honorary Band Fraternity Incorporated.
How long have you been on? How long have you been a member?
This is year 13. Actually, October 11 will make the 13.
Was it easy to get in there?
Yeah, just a couple of tests, a little bit of paperwork. Yeah, those tests were difficult though. They were a little, you had to make sure you study, long nights.
What would you say to someone going to college and want to join a band fraternity?
What is your reason? And that's any fraternity, any organization, period. Especially in college. What is your reason? Why are you doing it? What is your purpose? Do you plan on using this for your networking later on in your career? Because that's really the only reason why you should join a lot of organizations. Yeah, it's for the brotherhood, that part too. Yeah, but ain't no point being part of brotherhood that you don't really get along with, or you don't really network with, or you don't talk. You know what I'm saying? Like this is college, like this is networking time. You know what I mean? Like some of these friends gonna be there forever, and the ones gonna be there forever usually the ones you made some type of networking or network connection with.
Last thing, your kids. How much do they mean to you?
A lot.
What are you willing to do for them?
At this point, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. I'm just constantly trying to provide and just keep moving forward. Because the story is it's not, they're not my blood kids. So it's like I'm in a position of, I can't, I'm trying to make it weird. It's like it's a role model slash dad, you know, because I can't, I haven't been there long enough to be like, don't do this. This is my way. Blah blah blah. We ain't having this in this house. I can't do that type of approach. I have to be more like, okay, so this is what you do, but what do you think about doing it like this? Well, how about this? You know, I have to be a little more, a little different from my approach as opposed to my girl, who's like, you know, yeah, you don't want to cross it too many times. Once you say it, you know, it needs to be done. But for me, like I say, my relationship, I'm still building it with them. You know what I mean? But right now, like I say, they've already impacted me enough to like support me in something that they really wasn't even thinking about before I came around. You know what I mean? But now that they're doing it, it's like their drive is starting to push me. So it's just, yeah, man. And even with all that being said, like whatever it takes, whatever it takes.
What do you want people to know about you after this interview?
Then I'm actually like, I'm a regular person. You know what I mean? Like I'm a regular guy. I'm from the block, just like a lot of just like the next man, like the next person. Like I'm a regular guy. There's nothing that, I mean, there are things I haven't seen. I can't put like that, but there's nothing too far from what I've seen. There's nothing too far from what I experienced, man. And just know like whether if it's in any aspect or any arena, man, like I'm a regular person. Like just come and talk to me, no matter where it is. You know, if it's in church, if it's at a club, if it's at somewhere else, just come talk to me. I'm a regular guy.
Where can people come find you?
You can find me at End Time Percussion, at End Time Percussion on Instagram, End Time Percussion on Facebook, www.endtimepercussion.com. All those avenues, you can reach me, you can contact me. Also through the Atlanta Drum Academy, as well.
All right, man. Well, look, I really appreciate you coming on Just Swagg TV, The Block. It has definitely been a pleasure. Is there anything you'd like to leave the audience with?
Stick to what you do. If you love it, keep trying. You don't want to be out there regretting, you know, like a lot of people do. A lot of people get these quick jobs and they get these quick positions, getting this nice money, but then like 10 years down the road, they trying to find something to do to let go and release because they've been so stuck in what they do. So it's like, though, if you love it, stick to it. And as long as you're doing what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And yeah.
There it is, man. Thank you. It's
No
Just Swagg TV, The Block.
Thank you.
You are now tuned in to Just Swagg TV.
What's going on, man? It's your boy DJ Swagg, aka you know who I am, man. Right now, coming to give you a rendition, a tribute, and an exclusive edition of Drumline. Homeboy Bernard Smith is in the building, man. It's Just Swagg TV, The Block. dope, man. Bernard Smith, thank you so much for coming through today, man. Just Swagg's TV, The Block, man. If y'all missed that performance, just hit the rewind button, man. And also make sure you check out his interview on Just Swagg's TV, The Block.
How y'all doing? This is Bernard Smith on Just Swagg TV, The Block. You can find me at End-Time Percussion on all social media platforms and also www.endtimepercussion.com.
Sweet as swag, 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 swag. Yeah. Just Swagg TV.